Our participants might have had issues getting on too. I'll email them real quick. All right. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us this evening. We're sorry about the technical difficulties. Sometimes that's what we have to deal with computers, but we've got Miss Emily Gullick. She's one of our nurse practitioner fellows, and she's going to be presenting our session 7 tonight. And so we'll let Emily go ahead and get started.
All right, y'all. Well, as Angel said, my name's Emily, and I'm a nurse practitioner in the fellowship. Tonight we're going to be doing session 7, burn more calories than you take in. So thanks for logging on and waiting for the technical difficulties to get worked out. So let's get started. All right, so just checking in. How is everybody doing? How are we doing following our action plans? And has anybody had any good experiences, setbacks this week, or any questions about the last session? All right. So as we get started discussing burning more calories than you take in, we need to know the link between calories and weight. So what is that link? We need to know what are calories. So does anybody know what a calorie is? We've discussed it in the past. So calories are just simply a measure of energy. We get our energies from calories. So how do we take in calories? Very simple. It's by anything you eat or drink. That's how you take calories in. And how do you burn calories? You burn calories by activity. So when we talk about energy expenditure and consuming energy, it's just a balance. And this is the best way to view it is as a balancing scale. So energy consumed, if you consume the same amount as you spend, you're going to have a maintained weight. You're not going to gain, you're not going to lose. On the second scale here, you see energy consumed. If you eat more calories than you burn, you're going to gain weight. And then vice versa on the next scale. If you spend more calories, burn more calories through exercise, you're going to lose weight. And this is just another slide with a little bit more detail on that. So you see energy intake relates to eating on both sides, okay? But energy expenditure, there's different ways we can spend energy, not just necessarily exercise, though that's what we think about when we talk about spending energy. You can burn calories through just regular everyday activities like cleaning your house, walking the dog, and even resting, just sitting still. You have to have, you burn calories just naturally through your body's metabolic process. It's knowing how many each activity burns and how to keep up with it. That's how we balance our energy in versus our energy out. So let's look at Paul's story. Paul is 47 years old. He's 240 pounds. He's at risk for type 2 diabetes, and his doctor is urging him to lose 40 pounds at a rate of 1 pound per week. To lose 1 pound a week, Paul needs to burn 3,500 more calories than he takes in each week. So to break it down on a daily basis, he needs to burn 500 more calories than he takes in per day. So he can do this in 3 ways. Paul can take in 500 fewer calories through changing his eating habits. He can burn 500 more calories by being more active, or he could do a combination of both and he could cut 500 calories through a mixture of eating and activity. So he could eat 200 fewer calories and then try to burn 250 more through exercise. So let's see how Paul does on his first day. So he needs 2,200 calories a day to maintain his current weight. And to lose his goal of a pound a week, he needs to decrease by 500 calories per day. So that brings his total down. He now needs 1,700 calories per day in order to reach his goal of losing 1 pound per week. So let's just see how Paul does on Sunday. So first, he starts his day by eating a 400-calorie breakfast. But then he goes outside and does a brisk walk and burns 90 calories. You guys can keep a running total of this, or we can just add it all up at the end. So now he goes inside, has a 200-calorie mid-morning snack. He goes and grabs a granola bar. Okay, and then he has a 500-calorie lunch. Later, he has a 100-calorie afternoon snack, but then he goes outside and mows the lawn and he burns 100 calories. He finishes the day with a 600-calorie dinner, a longer brisk walk for a 120-calorie burn, and then he has a 200-calorie bedtime snack. So his daily intake was a total of 2,000 calories, but he burned 310 calories just through his activities and exercise. So how did Paul do? Did he reach his daily goal for this day?
He did good.
He did. He beat his goal. He was an overachiever. He burned 1,690 calories, so he beat his daily goal by 10 calories. So achieving a negative energy balance is how you lose weight. And what are some ways to burn more calories than you take in? We talked about it earlier. Take in fewer calories by eating habits, burn more calories by being more active, or a combination of both, eating, diet, and exercise. So components of a healthy diet, if we're going to tackle the fewer calories through a diet, recommendations would be a diet high in whole grains, beans, lentils, vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds. At least 5 servings of vegetables or fruit a day. Lean or plant-based protein. Small amounts of healthy fats. That would be nuts, olives, avocados, and using olive or canola oil. Drinking water or other unsweetened drinks. More home cooking or making healthier choices when eating out. And portion control and mindfulness, which is something that we all struggle with during the South, here in the South. So over here to the right under this picture I've got, think about how you cook your foods and what you add to them for additional calorie counts. When you bread, batter, and fry something, it really adds calories. So, bake, grill, broil your food. And then watch for condiments. Calories really sneak in through condiments. Dressing on a salad or ketchup on the side. You got to really be aware because calories come in all kinds of places. Okay, so these next few slides are just some substitutions, and we'll discuss this more, I think, in future lectures. But what I really want you guys to see on this is the amount of calories saved by doing these substitutions. So, because those calories saved are how you reach your negative energy balance that you need to lose weight. So we don't have to try to tackle every substitution, every one of these at every meal, but just picking and choosing a few of these suggestions can really make a difference in helping you reach that goal. So, instead of greasing your skillet with butter, use a spray of cooking spray and you save 34 calories just right there. Some fresh pineapple on the side at lunchtime instead of a bag of potato chips saves you 118 calories. Just little things, one thing at a time, one meal at a time, can make a big difference. And then you can look at substitutions you can try at dinner or eating out. On the snacks, look at the soda versus a bottle of water. And I'm guilty of this too. I love a Diet Coke. Um, but look at a can of regular soda is 136 calories, whereas a bottle of water doesn't have any calories. Um, just making those healthy choices can help you reach your goal. And this is just more rethink your drinks. Guys, this first line talking about our lattes, it hurts to look at because I love a good coffee, but creamer is not the best option when talking about calories. You know, go with a fat-free milk or sugar-free creamer if you can, if you just have to have your coffee. But a lot of calories sneak in also in your drinks. So a good rule of thumb is try not to drink your calories. And this is just more detail on that. I love a good graph because it kind of puts things into perspective what we're actually talking about. So you can see not just how many calories a single drink has, but look at the difference even in the size of those drinks. So even just choosing a smaller size of a soda or lemonade or tea would make a difference. When you're counting calories, I mean, every calorie counts. Does anybody have any questions on how to decrease your intake?
I don't have any questions, but I have recently changed in my lattes or mochas or whatever I get when I go for my coffee is I'm trying to use, and I'm pretty much have been using oat milk all the time now. And so I'm trying to still enjoy the things I want, but trying to be wiser about what I put in them.
Yeah, and you'll find that oat milk, I've tried oat milk, I like it. Some of these plant-based alternatives are actually really good. Almond milk is another one I try to substitute with. Um, you know, just giving it a chance can save you several calories. So, the next aspect we'll talk about is getting active to burn some more calories. So, not only will decreasing intake help you lose weight, but increasing activity. So, to figure out how many calories you need to burn, you'll have to know how much you weigh, what activity are you doing, how long are you going to be doing it, and what pace are you going to be doing it at. And you can kind of see on this little picture on the right, the amount of calories you burn is different based on the intensity you're doing the exercise, you know, how much you weigh. A 130-pound person doesn't burn as much as a 220-pound person doing the same thing at the same intensity. Um, so just being mindful of that, that stuff you need to know when you start counting calories and logging that, you'll have to know. All right. And this is just a much more kind of in-depth slide. I like this one a little better because it lists some activities, calories burned, 30 minutes doing those activities. So, you go outside, do some low impact aerobics. If you're 155 pounds, you burn 260 calories in 30 minutes. That's great. On the right, it shows just daily activities, just basic stuff that you really don't think about as ways to burn calories. But so playing with kids vigorously down close to the bottom right, um, you can burn from 150 to 222 calories depending on your weight. Even sleeping there at the top, you burn 19 to 28 calories every 30 minutes. So just taking all this into account helps you log and track your activity. All right. So this slide is just our recommended daily calories. This is kind of where you figure out your starting place based on your weight and based on how much weight you want to lose kind of on this. So if you're 120 to 170 pounds, you need a 1,200 calorie per day diet to lose weight at that recommended 1 pound per week rate. All right. And I want to just kind of take this time to be clear that, we're not recommending a calorie restriction. We don't advise that anyone eat less than 1,200 calories per day. Don't go out and do a dietary restriction kind of thing. Base your calorie count on the recommendations of your current weight. All right, so just to wrap things up, achieving a negative energy balance, you've got to take in fewer calories than you burn, or burn more calories during exercise, or do a combination of both diet and exercise. And of course, getting into our action plans for the week, think of specifics on how you plan to burn more, how you plan to take in less. And just keep in mind that it's very important to know the calorie contents of food, how much energy a particular exercise burns, and don't forget, even your drinks, condiments, everything you intake, you need to have an account for the calories in, because things can sneak in. And that's all I've got. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, thank you, Emily, for that. And it makes me think when you talk about those condiments, I don't think I've ever tabulated for ketchup, which I don't eat it in excess, but still it's calories in.
The only
And
reason I think of ketchup, it has a lot of added sugar. And
yes,
you
it
don't
does.
think about that.
Yep. And then also, if say you get a water, but you get one of those little packets to put in your water, most of them don't have a lot of calories. But if you drink, numerous ones a day, then that can add in more calories. So just little things like that. And like you're talking about, adding your creamer into your coffee, or, I know some people that like to take their tea unsweetened and then mix in their own sweetener and sometimes sugar. And we just don't think about those extra added calories.
Right.
Does anyone else have any comments or any thoughts or anything you found helpful? No? Well, all right. Well, we'd like to thank everybody for joining us once again. Please forgive us for the technical difficulties we had this evening. They're rare, but they happen occasionally. We hope everyone has a really good week. Remember to make your action plan and to follow through with it until next week. We'll see you at 5 o'clock next Tuesday. Y'all have a great evening.
Thanks, y'all. Good afternoon.